Hello boys and girls, it's Aunty Mimmi here, and today it's Throwback Saturday, where we're going to look in our big trunk of treasures for one of your favourite stories. What can it be? If you've not already subscribed to the channel, please do so now. Then sit back, get comfortable, and let's begin. Today's story is Mrs. Christmas. Enjoy! Last Christmas, there was a near calamity. One morning in late December, Father Christmas woke up and found that he felt quite ill. "Just look at you," cried Mrs. Christmas. "You're all covered in spots. However will I finish making all these presents myself?" "I'd better hurry up and feed the reindeer," Mrs. Christmas said to herself. But when she went to the stable, she could hardly believe her eyes. The reindeer were covered in spots too. She decided to give them a dose of medicine while she considered what to do next. First, she put on her winter coat and went outside with her pet birds. Hundreds of letters to Father Christmas had fallen with the snow during the night. Together, they gathered them all up. Mrs. Christmas read every letter. Then she rolled up her sleeves. Still so many toys to finish, even though she and Father Christmas had been working very hard all year, ever since last Christmas in fact. All day Mrs. Christmas sawed and glued until everything was done. But then she had a worrying thought. Without the reindeer, how would she deliver the toys? Whoopee! She suddenly had a brilliant idea. She would turn her bicycle into a flying machine. The vacuum cleaner would power her takeoff. She searched high and low in the cupboard for everything else that she needed. She fixed the vacuum so that it would blow air outside instead of sucking it in. Carefully, she linked the pedals to the motor. The faster she pedalled, the faster it would go. At last, the flying machine was ready. Mrs. Christmas felt very pleased with herself. Mrs. Christmas labelled each of the presents and stowed them away in her basket. One or two were rather large and proved to be quite troublesome. Finally, she put on her red suit and hat. No one would recognise her now. Outside it was very cold. Mrs. Christmas cleared a small runway in the snow ready for takeoff. The goose and the chicken flapped their wings hard and she pedalled furiously. Round and round and round spun the wheels until the machine lifted silently into the air. Mrs. Christmas was flying. Further and further flew Mrs. Christmas until she saw a small town. She guided the bicycle into land on a snowy rooftop. Tying a long rope around the chimney, she lowered herself down. There, she had soot all over her lovely red suit. How did Father Christmas seem to keep so clean? Mrs. Christmas went up and down chimneys all night until the very last present had been delivered, and her baskets were empty. Now she must make the journey home. It seemed such a very long way. Suddenly Mrs. Christmas spotted a faint glow of lights. It was Father Christmas and the reindeer guiding her into land. They must be better. All their spots had gone. "I'm so glad you're home safely," said Father Christmas. "Come and sit down, dear, and take your boots off. I'll go and run you a lovely hot bath." Mrs. Christmas enjoyed a long hot soak. When she felt better, she went downstairs, where there was a wonderful surprise waiting for her. Father Christmas had made a special breakfast with presents for everyone. Happy Christmas! Well, that was a wonderful book today, wasn't it, boys and girls? I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. As always, be kind to one another, look after one another. Oh, and have a very Merry Christmas. Till next time, bye-bye.